Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Thomas, and today we'll be disassembling and reassembling on computer. Now, before we disassemble and reassemble a computer, first we need to know four things. One, you must always have an anti-static resistor, which I'm putting on in the video. Two, an anti-static mat to put the motherboard on. Three, roll up your sleeves to ensure that any electricity in the computer does not shock you. And if you have none of those, rub your hand on the grounded part of the computer. Now that we get out of the way, let's get started. First, I unscrew the desktop so I can see all the parts in the desktop, so I can disassemble everything. Now, as you can see, I took off the front part of the system unit, and right now I'm just checking everything to make sure it's in place, like data connectors, SATA data connectors, and power data connectors, and everything. And as you can see, I put the accessory strap on a metal part. So now I'm going to disassemble the system unit. First thing I did was to take out the power supply. Now the power supply is the thing that powers up everything in the computer or system unit. Then after I took out all the screws, I then inspected the system unit to make sure everything seemed to be in a proper place before I disassemble the system unit. So the first thing I made sure to do was take out the SATA power connector, and then I took out the 24 pin connector. As you can see in this video, I was struggling to take out the 24 pin connector, but I eventually took it out and I separated it. When I went to look for the SATA data connector, and I moved the computer up a little, so I took out the SATA data connector out of the CD-ROM drive. Then I took out the other part of the SATA data connector from the optical drive, and it's also on the motherboard to provide the optical drive with necessary data. And now that I've successfully took it out of the optical drive, I now have to take out the other one from the CD-ROM drive, as well as the power data connector from the optical drive and the CD-ROM drive as well. Now the two power SATA connectors out of the CD-ROM drive and optical drive, I can now successfully take out the power supply from the motherboard. Now that out of the way, I can now unscrew the optical drive from the CPU case, as you can see. Now that I've successfully taken out the optical drive, now it's time to take out the CD-ROM drive from the computer case. What you see in the video is the correct way how to take out the CD-ROM drive. Just slide it straight out from where the hole is to put it. And now it's time to unscrew the motherboard from the system unit or computer case. Now I'm trying to look for all the screws in this system unit. There are six screws that I unscrewed, and there were two others that I couldn't see at the moment as well. So I unscrewed off that, and I took out the motherboard, and I didn't take out the fan because we didn't have any heat sink at the moment, so I just left the CPU fan as where it stands. Now, before I can take out the motherboard, I have to first take out the pins out of the system unit. Now, these pins are very, very, very important because they control the power switch, the power reset, and the HDD LED, and much more, right? So, if you put it in correctly, the computer will not start, nor will it. So make sure you remember where you put the pins so your computer can start up properly. For me, I would normally take a picture. However, I did not. I just looked at it. I remembered the order I'm supposed to put it in, and then I just put it back in. So I just looked at it, look at the order, and I remember which order I'm supposed to put it in, so I can make sure the CPU can start back up again. Now, what I have found about reassembly the computer is much easier to do than disassembly, because all you have to do is screen back the motherboard, putting back the power supply, the data, the SATA data connectors, the power supply into the CD-ROM drive and optical drive, and putting back the CD-ROM drive, the optical drive, and much more. And that is it. And that is how we disassemble and reassemble a computer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.